and I will. And with a sigh of relief, float your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Your hands a little shake out. So wiggly fidget, shaking our hands here. If anything I share with you today does not feel comfortable, if it doesn't feel right, skip it and come back to your breathing. So when we're focused on our breath, we're practicing yoga. In addition, if anything I share with you causes pain or exacerbates existing pain, don't do it. And so there is one of the first principles in yoga is do no harm. So body, mind, and spirit. So trust that everyone is taking good care. And so on that happy note, let's repose. So ground through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. We want to keep our connection with Mother Nature. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones, maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Our Buddha belly is soft. Lengthen up through your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift up through the crown of your head. And from here, an invitation to join me in a warm-up of gentle movements for our neck and our shoulders. So as ready, let's begin with simple neck rolls. And so today, an invitation to visualize the movement, if that feels better for you. So imagination is powerful. And then as ready, rotate your head in the opposite direction. See if you can resist the temptation to go to your full range of motion. So you might notice that as we practice these simple movements, saliva begins to pool. And so the moment we begin with these gentle neck movements, it is a cue for our nervous system to begin to calm. And then as ready, move in the opposite direction. And slowly bring your head back to neutral. And when you're ready, move your head up and down as if nodding yes. So on inhale, look up. Careful not to throw your head back. And then on exhale, draw your chin in. So breathing in, look up. Exhale, chin in. As you're ready, bring your head back to neutral. Turn your gaze looking past your shoulder. Pause. And then visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. Imagination is powerful. When ready, move your head back through center, and then looking past your opposite shoulder. Pause. Visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. Bring your head back to neutral. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Maybe releasing your opposite arm by your side and taking your hand up to your shoulder. Feeling a stretch on the side of your neck. As ready, bring your head back to neutral. Moving to the other side. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side. Taking your hand up to your shoulder if you'd like. And release. Bring your head back to neutral. And so let's roll our shoulders back and down just a few times. And then reverse the direction, forward, down and back. Soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And maybe exploring alternating from side to side. One shoulder moves forward, the other back. And we reverse the direction. When you're ready, arms by your side. Take your fingertips up to your shoulders and then stretch your palms. Fingertips to our shoulders, stretch your palms. Fingertips to our shoulders, and this time let's explore alternating from side to side. Release your arms by your side, turn your palms face up, soft bend in your elbows, take your fingertips up to your shoulders, and then imagine you're drawing circles with your elbow points on the screen in front of you. See if you can create a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. So when we smile, it releases saliva. So we want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. So we all know what it's like to go to the dentist. And then reverse the direction as ready. Take a pause anytime you'd like or on my cue. And slowly float your arms down. Whew. Rest your hands on your thighs, your knees, palm up or down as desired. And notice how's your breath. And notice any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. Not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And so moving on, release your arms down by your side. And moving from side to side, it's okay to take hold of the underside of your chair if that feels supportive. And then as ready, come back to a neutral spine, bend your elbows low in front of you, gazing straight ahead, coming into a gentle twist. So motion is the lotion. You need to keep moving. If you like, coming back to neutral, bend your elbows, fingertips, palms facing forward or maybe inward, whatever feels comfortable for you. And so twisting from side to side, head and neck in line with your spine. And so I have a yoga mat behind my back. I'm going to remove that, not needed right now. And so when I practice this particular movement, sometimes I like to hear my breath. So I'll inhale, exhale through the nose. And so if I can hear my breath, it helps me focus on the movement a little more. Feel free to join me with that if you'd like. Slowly come back to a neutral spine, float your arms down. Ooh, a little shake out. And take a moment to feel your work, And so in a way, the yoga happens between the poses and the movements. Notice how you feel. Notice any subtle sensations. And so moving on, an invitation to draw your hands in towards your hip creases. And so we are going to be coming into a forward fold. And so a bit of housekeeping. Forward folds are contraindicated for people with osteopenia, bulging discs. And so with that in mind, if you have either one of those conditions, the invitation to maybe visualize the movement rather than coming forward. And so if you know balance is a challenge for you, make sure you have what you need, whatever device you need to keep you stable, comfortable. And so it's ready, sitting up nice and tall, hinging from the hips, come forward. So it's not about seeing how far we can go. We just come with that just right amount of effort and ease. Oh, that's funny, sliding around. Come on, back to neutral spine. So this just in, I do, as many of you know, have a beautiful bunny. His name's EB, and he'll be hopping around freely. And so let's continue with this gentle movement, flowing forward and back. And so noticing that sometimes when we come into forward bend, our chin wants to jut forward. If your chin's jutting forward, tuck it in slightly. And then as ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms, stand by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. And take a moment to notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And so let's repose. So ground through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. Sits bones are sharp on the chair, spine is long, shoulders back and down. Lift up through the crown of your head. And then from here, an invitation to, let's actually relax our arms, or release our arms down by our side. And so seated mountain pose. This would be one version. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And come out of the pose. And so let's come in, let's explore another version of seated mountain. So arms by your side. Turn your palms face forward. So ground through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. Lengthen up through your spine. Lift up through the crown of your head. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And come out of the pose. And so let's explore one more version of mountain pose. So arms by your side, palms face forward. So feet are placed evenly on the floor on your footrest. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Lengthen up through your spine, right up through to the crown of your head. On inhale, with a soft bend in your elbows, reach your arms up to the sky. Take a look between your palms. If it doesn't create tension in your neck, then return your gaze on the horizon. Mountain pose. And come out of the pose. And so often when we're in a pose such as mountain, it may or may not, it might not feel like a whole lot is going on. And we don't have the awareness of just how powerful that pose is until we come out of it. And then we realize our chest is collapsed, shoulders are rolling forward, and so on. And so let's come into a version of sun salutation seated. So if it's available to you, if it's possible, walk your hips forward in the chair. Come forward about 2/3 of the way. If you'd like the back of the chair for support today, honor that. So yoga meets us exactly where we are. So arms by your side. Turn your palms face forward. Bring your hands to your heart center. Reach up into mountain. Take a look between your palms if you'd like. Notice if they're facing each other, then return your gaze on the horizon. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, take your hands to your chest, your heart center, reaching up to the sky, mountain pose. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. So bowing our head towards our heart gives us a little nerve flossing for our neck. Release your arms down by your sides, spiral your palms open, take your hands to your heart center, reach up into mountain. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. Hinging from the hips, come forward into a forward bend. Take hold of the underside of the chair. So again, you might be visualizing this forward fold. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then it's ready into downward facing dog if you'd like. So pressing down through your inner heels, maybe reaching your arms forward. Place your hands on your thighs, your knees for cobra. So lifting our heart center, shoulders back and down. Cat and cow, hands slide towards your knees, round your back. As you round your back, navel in towards our spine. So one more cat and cow. Arch your back, sliding your hands towards your hip creases, looking up towards the sky. Little back bend. Round your back. As you round your back, draw your navel in towards your spine. When ready, come back to a neutral spine. Release your arms down by your side. Take your hands to your heart center, reach up into mountain pose. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. As ready, gently twist to the side. See if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. Let's meet back at center and gently twist to the other side. On inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up into mountain. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. On an exhale, if it's available to you and you would like, hug your knee in towards your chest and belly. So maybe interlacing your fingers behind your thigh, knee to chest. So always giving ourselves permission to move slowly between our poses and our movements. Place your foot back down on your footrest, the floor. Arms by our side, palms face forward. Take your hands to your heart center, reach up to the sky. Little back arch here. Palms come together in prayer down through the heart. Hug your left knee, your opposite knee in towards your chest and belly. Clasp your hands behind your thigh if that's available to you. And knee to chest pose. Place your foot back down onto the Lower arms by your side, palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up into mountain pose. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Place one hand on your Buddha belly, the area between your navel and your pubic bone. Your other hand on your heart center. And take a moment to maybe notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. So remembering your intention for your practice today. And keeping that lovely breath awareness throughout our entire practice. And so, let's actually rub our palms together. I don't know what the weather's like where you're at, but it's, you can probably tell there's a bit of snow on the ground here in Half Moon Bay on the Sunshine Coast. And so I'm feeling a bit chilly, and so inspired to share this practice with you of palming. So rub your hands vigorously, energize your hands, warm up your hands. And so hands are connected to not only our mind, but to our heart. So an invitation now to bring some of that lovely heart energy from your hands to whatever part of your body is talking to you. Who you think might need a little extra love at the moment. If you are blessed with a yoga buddy, this can be lovely work to do with a partner. So the partner would set an intention of loving kindness and placing their hands wherever feels comfortable for you. And then when ready, rub your palms together again, warming up your hands. And so while we're warming up our hands, energizing our hands, think of a new place. And place your hand or hands there. Oh, and so moving on, let's check our hands vigorously. So weekly fidgets. So I have a good friend, and he shared with me a few years back, dance like a toddler. They don't care who's watching, right? So we all have our own sense of rhythm. And so now I'd like to transition into a practice of letting go of tension in our face, facial muscles. And so I was surprised to find out that our face is one of the most difficult places to let go of tension. And I think that it's because we have a lot of muscles in our face. So we are going to make some nasty faces, and an opportunity not to take anything personal. And so here we go. Open your mouth wide. And release. Remember to breathe as you're doing these too. It's helpful. So let's open our mouth wide again this time. When you open your mouth wide, see if you can bring your lips over your teeth. And release. This time, I'd like to invite you to draw all your facial muscles towards your nose. So you just bit into a lemon. And release. Make a soft fist, bring it up to your jaw, and create resistance. So we hold a lot of tension in our jaws, sometimes bringing that in from one day to the next. And so we don't want to create locked jaw, so not staying there too long, but moving to the other side. Bring a soft fist up to your third eye, middle of the forehead. So lots of conversations about where and what the third eye is. And so it is not rocket science. Front part of our brain, center. When we put gentle pressure here, it is calming for our nervous system. When you're ready, if you'd like and it's available to you, release your arm by your side, take your hand up to the opposite side of your head, and again, create resistance. And other side. And then an invitation to take your hands to the base of your skull. And so if you're not able to reach here, if you have a back rest, or a head rest, pardon me, and you're able to gently press your head against that, that might be lovely. Otherwise, you can maybe press your head against somebody's hands, your yoga buddy, friend. And release. And let's give our hands a shake out. Woohoo! Wiggly fidget. And so an invitation now to move on to this body tapping. So take your hand across, place it at the bottom of your ear, if possible, and then tap down to your shoulder. So if the tapping feels a bit too intense, you might just massage nicely or just visualize the movement. And then reach back, give yourself a pat on the back. I am, I can, and I love. And then when ready, reach your arm out in front of you, tap down along your arm. So we have meridians, acupressure points that run all through our body. And so palm face up, tap up. And then switching sides, reach across, take your hand to the bottom of your ear, if possible, and then tap down to your shoulder. Reach back, give yourself a pat on the back. Extend your arm out in front of you, face down, and then turn your palm up, reaching up. And then when ready, take your hands to the crown of your head, and then imagine that you're shampooing your hair. So a little bit of Indian head massage. So I traveled all the way to India to learn Indian head massage, so you don't have to. And then smooth your hair. And when you're ready, take your fingertips to your upper chest. So tapping, I'm just wanting to be careful. I have a microphone here somewhere. There it is. And actually, I can take this off now. I'm heated up. Just look inside. Oops. Okay, so tapping in this area. So thymus glandulus here. And so tapping in this area can help with anxiety. And so for many years, and one of the reasons I fell in love with my yoga practice was I suffered from a panic disorder. And this yoga toy, I'd like to refer to it as, not a tool, we're not broken, was one of the tools or toys that I used for many years, tapping in this area. And so that said, of course, we don't want to overdo it. And then an invitation to bring your hands down to your Buddha belly. And then massage your organs. So it's okay to lean back in your chair a little bit if that feels good. So massaging our liver, our stomach, soft Buddha belly. Not an easy place to get to in our culture. We are in a culture that's obsessed with flat tummies. And so reality, when our tummy is soft, it means that our nervous system is more balanced. And so now moving on, if available to you, lean forward in your chair a little bit and Massage your lower back. Or you might imagine that I'm massaging your lower back. And reaching up a little higher if that's available to you, sending your kidneys and adrenal glands some love. So adrenal glands sit on top of our kidneys. They are almond shaped and close to the surface. So important to keep this area warm. And then as ready, sitting up tall, sweep your hands forward. So inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. So I'm just going to adjust my microphone here a little bit. I'm still getting used to it. And so moving on, let's sweep our hands down along our thighs. The knees maybe coming down along your shins, wherever you can reach comfortably. So making sure, of course, you're stable in your chair. And then sweeping one more time. Making that lovely heart energy that's your own. Those places that need a little extra love, nurturing. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands, place them so they're just a few inches apart in front of you. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. And an invitation to notice any subtle sensations. And so maybe exploring moving our hands a little further apart. And then moving them closer together again. So hands move apart. And closer together. Turn your palms face up. On inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. So maybe feeling a lightness. And palms face down, a grounding sensation. Turn your palms face up, reaching up to the sky. Palms face down. You're feeling a grounding sensation. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, soften in your elbows, reaching up. Maybe your hands come together in prayer. Maybe it feels okay to interlace your fingers, turn your palms face up. Lengthen up to the sky. And so coming into a little side bend here, if you'd like. Inhale, come on back center, and bend to the other side. So you might think, watermelon tree in the wind. And inhale, come back center, palms face down, release. And shoulders back and down, let's shake out. And take a moment, notice how's your breath, our old friend, our breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And so let's repose. Ground through your feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. Root down through your sits bones. Soften your abdomen. Lengthen up through your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift up through the crown of your head. And as you're ready, an invitation to join me in a side bend. So take hold of the underside of your chair. Or it might be if you have an armrest, resting your arm on your armrest. You might even choose, if you have a chair beside you, when we come into the side bend, to place your hand on the chair beside you. So release whatever your pose is today, release your opposite arm by your side. Turn your palm face up. On inhale, take your arm up into a gold pose. Maybe taking your hand to your shoulder. Coming into our side bend. So holding the side of the chair, maybe arm is on your forearm, armrest, maybe reaching out to a chair beside you. So I'm going to choose this version today. Turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck and breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing below your rib cage? Slowly come out of the pose on this side. Release your arms by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. Take a moment and we'll come into the pose on the other side. So take hold of the underside of the chair. Resting your arm on your armrest or maybe reaching out to the side. Release your opposite arm by your side, palm face up, softening your elbow, bringing your arm up into gold pose. Maybe taking your hand to your shoulder. Turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck. And so keep your sit bone on the chair, the one you're moving away from. Soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. And slowly come out of the pose on this side. And we'll shake up. So movements of the spine. So of course we know that our spines matter. And so a lot of focus on the movements of the spine. And so from here, let's come into a seated twist. And so for this version, I'd like to invite you to bring your hands together in prayer at your heart center. Lift your elbows slightly. If it's available to you, maybe bring your knees out a little wider than your hips. So sit up tall and then draw your elbow point down to your thigh or your knee. Lift your opposite elbow up, so gazing up past that elbow, if that feels okay for your neck. Otherwise, you keep your head neutral or maybe gazing down to the floor. Come on back to a neutral spine. Sit up tall. Let's come into the twist on the other side. So whatever we do on one side, we do on the other if possible. Bring your elbow point down to your thigh or your knee. Opposite elbow lifts up towards the sky. Turn your gaze up. So pressing into the palms of your hands. Slowly come out of the pose on this side. Release your arms by your side. Walk your feet back so that your knees are in line with your ankles. And so I'm going to be taking a little cue for hip distance apart, might be 2 fist distance between your knees. Some of you are set up. I know a good friend of mine has a pummel that keeps your knees nice and balanced, your hips and so on. And so take a moment, let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And so your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And so when you're ready, an invitation to draw your hands in towards your hip creases. As you do, begin to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. So it might be that your eyes meet where the wall meets the ceiling. Be careful not to throw your head back. And so it might feel okay to reach back, take hold of the underside of the chair. It might even feel okay to interlace your fingers behind your back, or actually place your hands even better than interlacing. I think would be a good choice if that's available. Fingers wide on your lower back. And so today I'm going to take hold of the underside of the chair. And we'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. So gentle back bend. So you'll know your head's back too far if it's difficult to swallow. When ready, slowly come out of the pose. Place your hands on your knees, your thighs. Drop your chin towards your chest. Allow your shoulders to move forward, round your whole spine. On inhale, come back to neutral spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. One more time. Inhale. Come back to neutral spine. Then drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. And slowly come on back to your neutral spine. And so release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. On inhale, reach up to the sky, and then gently twist to the side. So moving with our breath, reaching up to the sky and twist. So moving in your own time and rhythm for a few more breaths, for as long as it feels comfortable. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to neutral spine. Float your arms down. And shake out. And so the side bends and twists are pretty intense spinal movements. So we need to realign our spine. And so for this, I'd like to invite you to explore a seated forward fold. And so if that's available to you, and so remembering that if you have conditions that make the forward bend contraindicated, that you maybe visualize the movement instead. And so let's begin by taking hold of the underside of the chair where we need to feel stable and balanced. And so it might be that you place a yoga mat along your tummy. Then hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. So leading with the heart, not the head. And maybe closing your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. So this might be your yoga pose today, your forward bend, sitting up, visualizing, maybe coming forward. It might feel okay to bring your forearms down to your thighs. And allowing your head to hang slightly. Maybe nodding yes and no. And to release your neck. And then breathe into your lower back. You might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. Where energy goes, where our breath goes, where our thoughts go. And slowly come out of the pose. So by pressing down through your inner heels, so it might be an energetic pressing down. Place one hand on each of your thigh, walk yourself back up. And come on, seated comfortably back in your chair. And so coming down off the mountain. And so I'm going to turn the lights down a little and see how that feels. That's okay. And so we'll come into a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. So make sure you have what you need to stay warm. We are going to start cooling down for sure. And so I have a fuzzy pair of socks that I'm going to put on my feet. You might want to place a blanket on your thighs, a pillow, a little bit of weight can be grounding and help with fatigue. Actually, change of heart. And so I'm not sure. So can everyone see me clearly? Just maybe give me the thumbs up. Okay. All right. And so let's transition from a short guided meditation into your final relaxation. And so an invitation to place your hands in a hand gesture called the hand gesture of calm abiding. So palms face down. If that works for you, otherwise choose your own hand gesture, whatever works for you. And so when we bring our hands into a mudra hand gesture, if you'd like, you could think of it as a symbol of connecting with your higher self or your higher power. And then draw your hands in towards your hip creases. Look down and into your heart. See what you can see. And then imagine that you're breathing into your heart. And so the meditation is by Thich Nhat Hanh, a beloved Zen Buddhist monk. And it goes like this. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. I'm breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. So we'll sit and breathe together just for a few breaths with a reminder. And breathing. Come into whatever comfortable position you'd like for your final relaxation. So if you have the ability to recline in your chair, go for it. Head and neck supported. So get what you need to feel comfortable, warm enough. And so let's roll our shoulders back and down just a few times. So not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. So if you're wear eyeglasses, you might want to set your eyeglasses aside for your final relaxation. Rest your hands on your thighs or knees, palm up or down as desired. The soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. The soft palms. Quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Relax your jaw and clench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, say let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. It's challenging to quiet the mind. Placing our hands on our Buddha belly can be helpful. Bringing our awareness to our breath. Without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. So our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. Come on up seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to, well, actually, before I go there, I'd like to invite you to bring the intention you set at the beginning of the class back to mind. Check out our other, check out the other connector programs, which are awesome. There's so many wonderful programs going on these days. Please, an invitation if you'd like to take the time to check out the other programs that Connectra offers. And also, this just in, if you're enjoying the class and you'd like to invite a friend, Connectra is doing some kind of special, wonderful thing where they give you a gift certificate for bringing a friend. I think is how it goes. So, check out bring to mind the intention you set at the beginning of the class, and then let it go. Notice how you feel before and after the yoga practice. And so the teacher me honors and appreciates the teacher and all of you. Have a lovely rest of the day. I guess questions or feedback for sure. If there's time available, so I'll leave that up to my lovely tech hosts to make that available. So my apologies, I think I went over just a wee bit, but feel free to stay after the class if you'd like for conversation. Thanks, and I'll just move in a little closer so I can see. Or actually, I have this handy dandy stand now. I can bring it close to me, but I'm just learning how to drive it. It's all over the map, just like me sometimes. So might be better to do this. Come in a little closer. Woohoo!
Thank you very much, Bobbie. That was a wonderful class.
Aw.
Have a nice day. I got to run. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Bobbie.
Thank you, Sally.
Starting to feel more limber.
Ooh, good. That's great. Means I did my job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bobbie.
Bye, Josie.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Brienne. Sketch. I know he's there close by somewhere.
Because my alarms were going off like 10 minutes ago, so he
Oh.
came out from my room. Where's that
Oh.
Bobbie? Where's
Oh.
Bobbie?
There you are. Right.
He has a toe issue right now, so he's wearing a cone. But
Oh, there he is. I see him. Nice start.
he's stubborn.
That can serve a person or an animal well sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I always say when people call me.
My husband and I are goats sometimes.
Yeah.
Loving.
Well,
So-
have a nice day.
Yeah. So glad you made it, Brienne. Very
Thank
appreciative.
you. I just get tired, so I stop sometimes, but I get back into it.
Cool.
Okay. See you next time.
Righto.
Okay, Bobbie. See you next week.
Righto. Ciao.
Bye.